Won't you know? Don't you know? Two shows in 1 week. Happy NHL Draft Day, by the way. I am the host of the Triple Bucks podcast, Frankie James. Thanks for joining us on a Friday. Like you don't have anything better to do. We got a really good episode in store for us today. Coach Bax is home; she's off for the night, so we're just gonna do a little interview with our good friend. Can't wait to get him in here. Um, the NHL draft is live right now. We are keeping an eye to see for the number 12th pick to see what the Flyers do. As soon as that news comes to me, I'll be happy to break it. Also, want to give a little shout out for our good friend Kelsey McGuire. She's down in Vegas right now. She is the Willie O'Ree, a finalist for the NHL's Willie O'Ree Award. This is for like the best community service, like the best program. She's the founder and director of Blind Hockey Philadelphia. So we're praying that she wins it. So yeah, we'll see if that can happen. And real quick before we get started, make sure you're following the podcast. On the bottom, it's going to be scrolling. Follow Chirpin Pucks Podcast on Facebook at Tank41. So no surprise, we got another goaltender here with us today. A good friend of mine who I got to know just from last year, a lot of reffing. So I got a chance to ref a game of his, and it's funny. So the goaltenders, man, they're a whole other animal. When I had on our good friend Brad Crawdaddy, he had come on, and when I saw John, then I think it was a couple days later, he had mentioned the show. So I was like, dude, I gotta get you on. I mean, you're a goaltender. I might as well get him on. So we're gonna actually, start the transition and get him on. He's the goaltender in the UAHL. He plays where I play and I ref. The one, the only, Lenape's finest. Number one in your hearts. Men want to be them. Women want them. Let's get him in here. John Hood. John, my man.
How's it going, brother? Thank you. Finally, I can scratch this off my bucket list.
Well, listen, I'm glad. I'm happy to hear that you're a part of it. I know that you did a little episode with the UAHL during the All-Star break, during the All-Star game, which we were both a part of. You played an incredible game. I won the skills competition, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, you were looking like Connor McDavid out there.
Oh, watch your mouth, brother. I'll take it. So, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. I know that you've been under the weather a little bit. But not only were you under the weather a little bit, you're busy playing some hockey. I know you just had a 3-on-3 tournament, and these 3-on-3 tournaments,
yeah,
you're moving on those. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the 3-on-3 tournament and how that was?
Yes, I need to get a shout out to John McDonald. He plays over at the Igloo. He's runs the Frogs. He's also part of Checking for Charity, which is coming up. But I asked him because he sent out an email saying, like, you guys want to do a 3-on-3 tournament. I used to watch the professional 3-on-3, the one when it was at Philadelphia. I thought it was a pretty cool idea. So, he ran it awesomely. I mean, it cost each player $125. And for that, you got 4 games, 3 regular games, and a playoff. You got a jersey. We had a ref. We had a scorekeeper. Drinks were provided, Gatorades, beers, all that. So it was run better than most leagues around here. So I wanted to give him a shout out. But yeah, I think every player should try it because it's a whole different level. 3 minutes into the first game, I had players saying, "Oh, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect it." 25 minutes moving clock. I think the first game, because most of the players were used to 5-on-5, started to pinch. I ended up with 14 breakaways within 25 minutes. So it definitely, because the Juggernauts have had a 3-week break. So I needed to stay somewhat fresh, shake off some of the rust. And what better way than a 3-on-3 tournament with some high skill level players? So yeah, it was definitely interesting.
Stolar's brother. You played with Stoley's brother.
Yes. So that was the first game. He was on John's team, and after the game, I sat next to him. We were just talking about the Stanley Cups, how he was flying down to see his brother and all that. So yeah, small world. But he's a Jersey boy. They were both grew up in Jackson and played for Jackson Memorial High School. So Yeah,
I love
hour
that,
away
man.
from where I was born and raised. It was pretty cool.
That's a really cool thing, and I'm going to comment here, actually from John McDonald. Thank you for the kind words, John. John, thanks for checking on the show for the first time. Hey, and listen, John, please follow the show. And if you have any tournaments coming up, and if you ever want to come on, I'd love to have you come on and talk about that 3-on-3 tournament, John McDonald. So make sure you get a hold of me. We got our good friend here, the one, the only Crawl Daddy, Brad. Thanks for checking in, my guy. Is that an AHL All-Star seat? No, there's 2 UAHL All-Stars you see, brother. Let's go. 3-on-3 is brutal. Thanks for Crawl
Yeah.
Daddy. Thanks for checking in, my friend. So I want to dive into it, and obviously this is a special day for you, and I just want to get right into it. And this is my Freedom Isn't Free 15 years of service, Hood. Right off the bat, thank you so much for your service, brother. And it's ironic that we planned the show on this day. You know, tell us about your time in the military, man, and what this day means to you, because this is a big day. That's a long time in, and once again, thank you so much, brother. It means a lot.
Well, first, thank you for your support. It means a lot. And 15 years, it's flown by. No pun intended, me being in the Air Force, but it really has. Seems like it was 2009 and I'm going to basic training. So it was the smartest decision I ever made. And I got to give a shout out to my parents. I was unfocused. I was a good kid. I'll say I'm a good kid at heart back then, but I was unfocused, hanging with the wrong crowds, not doing well in school, partying too much up at Rutgers and whatnot. So they kind of gave me an ultimatum and said, like, either you pay rent to live here and pay to go to school and work full time or join the military. So it was kind of that tough love that pushed me to the military because I didn't think I was going to make it in the military because I'm just all over the place. So looking back, reflecting back, it's the smartest decision I ever made so far in my 36 years on this planet. So got to travel the
That's
world,
sick.
meet awesome people. Yeah. So yeah,
That's
it's
really
still
awesome,
like
man.
it's a real moment. Like 15 years of wearing the uniform,
That's
tumbling.
incredible. That's
I'll say that.
That's incredible. It's incredible, brother. And speaking of wearing the uniform, we'll kick it back to this picture I found on social media of this
That's not even
man.
me. That's not even me.
Damn it! Just put some
I was in the
random guy up
background.
there. Oh, well, you know what? All
Yeah,
right, there you
that's me in
are.
the background. So you're not completely off.
That's going on the blooper reel. Carl Taddy, put that for me, will you? And speaking of Carl, I know Brad spent some time in the service for a little bit, and I think that he also
Yeah,
was in the Air
yeah,
Force. Yeah,
yep, yep.
that's really
He
awesome, man.
actually, if you go and watch his All-Star game that we were both starting in, he mentions it.
Yeah, yeah, I watched it because I know that he had a couple of videos of me. But Brad actually checks in and says, "Way to go, Frankie." I mean, dude, I was trying to do something nice and something funny, put up a nice, genuine picture of him. It's not even fucking him.
Hey,
Dude, that's
thought
the
that
first.
counts. And I was in the background. I'm humble, so just put me in the background.
That's great, dude. I love it. I love it. Well, like I said, I just want to start off with that, man. Thank you for your service, and this is a special day, and obviously, and by the way, everybody, John's just taking time out of his busy day. He has a game, 10:20 tonight, okay, or 10:30 tonight. He is live at a Hollydale Arena right now. There's a few games going on within
Yep,
our
there's
league,
the ice
so
rink.
there's the ice right there. I think I can smell it now. So let's transition, man. Let's get into it. Let's get into some hockey. The game of hockey, the early days. So you played some Lenape. You played Lenape. Was that where it started for you
Yep.
at Lenape, or did you play before that, or did you
Nah,
just in?
way back. So it's crazy how it kind of started. So I have a cousin who's older than me, like 6 years older, I think 7. I don't even know. But he was older than me. And he was kind of my idol, I guess, because I followed in his footsteps. He became a firefighter. He was in the Air Force. He played ice hockey for Holy Cross. So I was probably 5 or 6 at the time. And we were going out to the tennis courts in Timbercrest section of Mount Laurel. And they needed a goalie. They were playing street ball or street hockey. And they're like, "You want to be a goalie?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll be the goalie." And these kids are about 5 or 6 years older than me. And I played and I fell in love with it. I had a ton of black and blue marks. My mom was not happy, but that's kind of where I got bit by the bug. So then I started playing recreational roller hockey for
Mhm.
Township of Mount Laurel, Pennsauken, and then that
Yeah.
evolved into travel roller hockey. I played for Mount Laurel, Pennsauken, and West Hampton, and we went all the way up to Rahway and played like the Bad Apples, New York Bad Apples, who at the time were really good. So then in middle school, all my friends were switching to ice hockey because Lenape had an ice hockey program. So I played middle school, seventh and eighth grade, and then freshman year I got to be the backup for varsity, but the starting goalie didn't show up. So it's kind of ironic. My first varsity game was at the Flyers skate zone in Pennsauken against my cousin's old school, Holy Cross.
Wow,
So
that's
then I
crazy.
played 4 years of that, and that's kind of how my early days of hockey kind of went. And then I joined the military. I got stationed in Biloxi, Mississippi, no hockey. So
Okay.
I was off for 12 years. So then
Wow,
I get
what a long
orders back
time to be off
here.
too.
It was. And then the game had completely changed. The goalie pads I had were the Robert Ash Eagle Fusion. And back in
Wow.
2020, when I started playing again, I was using those. And I'm like, holy crap. I was watching hockey. I'm like, the whole game has changed. We were always told as kids, stay up, don't go down so fast. Now the game's played from the ground pretty much with the RVH and the butterfly sliding and all that crazy stuff. So I hooked up with the Warriors, and I got to give a shout out, Brian Santora. I know he's your arch nemesis right now in the Dusty League, but he worked with me one on one and really helped me fast track to where I am now. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have been at the All Star game if it wasn't for Santor. And hopefully in the future, we're trying to work a little more, clean up the little things, because the little
Yeah.
things will get you, especially as a goalie. So that's kind of from my early days to now. It's been kind of a roller coaster.
Yeah, man, and you're right. He absolutely is my arch nemesis in the Rusty League. We got a good feud going on. But aside from that, I've always said it about him, dude. He's helped me with officiating. Like he's always mentored me. I've always went to him. So yeah, shout out absolutely. We got a lot of people watching on Instagram right now. I want to give them all a little shout out. Chuggernauts UAHL Instagram. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for letting me borrow your boy for a little bit. Matt, thanks for checking in. Erica, thanks for checking in. Sam Chapman, Rusty League guy, thanks for checking in. Say Cheese, appreciate you here, my brother, great hockey photographer, and my good friend Mark, also thanks for checking in. So starting off with like the early days, and playing like I mean I didn't start playing ice hockey until I got into for Father Judge, which was my high school in Philadelphia. I didn't start playing ice until I was like 15, and
Yeah.
I played roller like one year I think, and I loved it. But I'll tell you, like playing so much ice hockey now, like if I were to put roller on, I don't know if I could stop. I don't even know if I'd be able to stop.
Oh,
Ice hockey's so easy for me. Like roller, I think I would have to do like the turn. I would literally have to do the Dr. Evil turn like this.
I know.
Like I wouldn't even
Because
know
I
what to
tried
do.
to go back to
I probably
roller hockey,
I probably should get some
and
lessons.
yep, same thing happened to me because I went back to roller hockey. Um, Probably in 2020 after playing ice for a few months, and I tried to stop, and I pretty much fell
Yeah.
down. Especially as a goalie, it's so much harder playing roller hockey as a goalie than ice. So, um, yeah, I'm just sticking with ice hockey.
That's the way to go. Hockey in general, and I know it's funny because Brad's on here. Brad's been telling me that he actually just recently played roller hockey as a player. So
Uh-huh.
little treat. I won't say too much, but I believe he may have some footage coming out with that, and we'll plug his stuff a little bit later on. Um, but yeah, man, just playing ice hockey, playing as long as we have, but 12 years off, dude. I
Yeah.
had 7 years off due to like a major head injury. So I used to play like some pretty competitive hockey. Like I played some junior hockey, and then when I got hit to the head, I essentially was out 7 years, and I had to teach myself all over again how to play, which is why I'm probably rusty. Um, But how was that break? Like that first time coming back. I want to know about that for a little bit. Like that first time coming back, what was that like? Like just the skating itself.
So, so the skating, I kind of picked that up quickly, but
Good.
um, it was more like me watching the hockey games, the pros, and what they were doing, the butterfly sliding or the pushes from down position. I'm like, all right, they're doing that. I could do that. And what they make look easy, it took me 6 months to actually get it down. And it's all technique and stuff like that. So it was just the little things and the RVH compared to the VH and just relearning the game pretty much and relearning not so much what I used to do, but the new things too. So it was a challenge. I'm still learning. I'm still not. I feel like I'm 70% of where I want to be, and that's why I want to work with Santor with the little things. So it's a continuous process. My mentality is I'm happy but never satisfied. So I'll never be truly satisfied. I'll always want to keep reaching to perfect my craft per se.
You have
So
to, you have to, and that's essentially why, like, because I want to take this summer, I want to take the summer off actually to do that exact thing, and that was like to do like some clinics and to just really work on the craft because you can always get better, and especially like in our league, like there's some decent players out there that we have, and it's I'll put them on the screen. We got a comment here from Brian Santora. Oh, we're going to work. Another comment from him. Be ready. We got UAHL goalie clinics start next week. A little breaking news here. We'll plug it. UAHL goalie clinics are starting next week, so that sounds like that's going to be a pretty good thing. Brian,
that's
thanks for
news to
checking
me.
in.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's all right. That's going to be pretty cool. It's something to look into for sure. Brad checks in with some eyes. He's probably pretty excited about that. This is a good thing. I love this, and I'll have to talk to
Yeah.
Santora about this. And definitely, Santora, thanks for checking in. I'll be talking to you soon, brother. Um, but yeah, so he's a character. I love that guy. So taking off some time, playing. You're still playing some men's league. There's a team that I know that you play for, and obviously you're representing them right now. I got to know some of the players, and I mentioned Ortiz, great guy, incredible guy. A little shout out for him. I want to talk about not only your time spent with, but I want to talk about the program itself, John, because it's an
Okay.
incredible program. You've talked to me about this program. I've got to talk to Santora about it. Ortiz has talked to me a little bit about it. It's just, and obviously, we're going to talk about the event coming up in a little bit. But talk to me about like your time with Camden County Warriors and just the program itself, because it's just an incredible program, and I can't wait to be a part of it. Obviously, not as a player, but just to be a part of it, and that aspect of like I'm a huge fan of it. I'm a huge fan of the guys, and I'm excited to definitely be a part of whatever may come of it. But tell me a little bit about your time with Camden County Warriors and the program itself.
Yeah, so I've been with them now probably just over 4 years. I found out about them of all places, pure hockey. I was getting my skate sharpened and I was looking for a team or just anything. I told them I was military. They're like, you should check out the Camden County Warriors. They're first responders, military. So I reached out, got linked up with them, and yeah, they're awesome. Camden County Warriors are good at two things, I'll tell you: out drinking the other teams and charity events. Having games, special games for good causes, whether it's with the Flyer Warriors or the state police. It's always for a good cause, giving back to the community in one way or another, or just making the world in general a better place, as we'll talk about later with the showdown with the state troopers. So it's a great group of guys. We have Checking for Charity team. The Hero Cup this year, which we talked about, that got canceled. We send a team up there, go against all first responder teams across the nation. So they've had tournaments in Orlando. So they're always about charity events and just playing some good hockey, really, what it comes down to. It's a good group. I think we got over 60 members on the roster. So and they have a beer league team, but now they're called the Dad Bots. So
And we'll definitely get into that too, because when the time comes, because I noticed that when I was going through your stats, I got your stats here. We'll be sure to put them up. So with like Camden County Warriors, obviously there's the Camden County Warriors. I know that so there's like a firefighters team. I know there's a police team. Have you ever been part of like those like the police versus the firefighters team? Because let me tell you something, they're crazy. Like they'll brawl like no other. I was part of a police. So a buddy of mine. We'll plug for him, Mike Smith. I went to Father Judge. He was a police officer. They had a police team, and I was on their team. Dude, I was like, holy shit, dude! It was just like all they want to do was fight each other. Have you ever been a part of any of those games, or have you ever seen any of those games with the firefighters versus police?
yeah, the most recent one I watched was FDNY versus NYPD, and there's always fights. For the Camden County Warriors, we're made up of firefighters, cops, and military, so
Oh,
you combine us all together. I mean, I'll say we play aggressive. We're chippy, but as my earbuds are dropping out, um, there's been some chippy games and stuff like that. It's competitive, but especially like the last one I know about was the Philadelphia Police Department. It's competitive.
yeah.
I mean, first responders have an ego, and hockey players have an ego. So, I mean, it's just bound to happen. But at the end of the day, we're all on the same side. So,
Yeah, that's very true. And speaking of ego and hockey players having an ego, Brian checks in against Santoro. Next news flash: Frankie is never catching me on points, dude. First of all, we don't, and I can't wait to get into it. And I'm going to get into it for a second right here. You have 12 points. You're having a great year. You're number one right now out of 172 players. I'm number 10, and I'm only 5 points back. And I didn't play a game. Okay, brother. So don't worry. We played for 3 weeks. It's circled on my calendar, and I can't wait.
I'm going to have to
AKA
go watch that.
UAHL, make that the game of the week, okay? And I'm gonna be mic'd up for it. So there's that. But Brian Santoro just checking in. So I mean, it's an incredible program. I mean, I've heard nothing but good things, and it's great to see that you're a part of that as well. I love the logo. Let me ask, where did the logo design come from? That, if you don't mind me asking.
That's a, I, I don't know who created it. It was like this when I joined the team. Um, so, um, you would have to ask Santor who actually came up with the logo.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Jose's probably watching. He'll probably check in and tell us. Got some more people on Instagram right now. We're hitting the 500 mark on Instagram. Puck Pro Media. Shout out to Puck Pro Media. Obviously, if anybody has seen my video content, that is the videographer that I do work with, my man Jack. Thanks for checking in. Ryan Jacobs, my guy. Thanks for checking in, Ryan. I got to shoot a game with Ryan at the Dunlop tournament. He had a big win, brought home the cup. Thanks for checking in there, brother. Really appreciate it. Crash Crew Barbecue.
I'm waiting
Checking in
for
on Instagram.
I'm
Thanks for
waiting for my
checking in. I
girlfriend to check in.
appreciate it.
She better be watching.
Well, all she has to do is put a comment up on the screen, and I'll see it. And then we'll. Oh, yeah, by the way, I should
All
make that
right.
announcement. Anybody that's watching on Facebook, feel free to comment in. I can see the comments, obviously, and I can put them on screen. So, just if you want to say anything, you want to ask anything, go right for it. So, and once again, as we transition, shout out to Camden County Warriors Hockey Program. We got some things happening coming up in October that we'll talk about a little bit later on. But now we're going to transition to something I like to do. It's pretty fun. All right, and this is the segment that I like to call the gut check segment. And
Oh
this
boy.
segment is actually going to be brought to us by the one and only Crawl Daddy. So Crawl Daddy is going to be our little plug here today for gut check. And by the way, make sure you follow Crawl Daddy on all the social media platforms. Crawl Daddy saves on YouTube. Crawl Daddy saves on YouTube. It's all of his Goalie content. And make sure you follow him on Twitch. Crawl Daddy plays. He helps me get through my day. When I'm doing my photo work, I got my man Crawl Daddy right on the screen. So Crawl Daddy plays on Twitch. Crawl Daddy saves on YouTube. Incredible content. He's been helping me. I couldn't be more thankful. And if you haven't seen it yet, let's give you just a little bit of taste of what Crawdaddy saves is all about.
Hey, good fucking defense, Bulldogs. Attaboy. You're mad, huh? I'd be mad too with the game you're having. I don't blame you. No All-Star this year, bud. No All-Star this year. No, sir. He started it.
One and only Crawdaddy.
He's helping me work on my trash talking.
And I had to put that on there because he was playing the Bulldogs. And you hear Santoro down the other end. Like, he's the best. Make sure you follow Crawdaddy on all social media. Let's get into it. So, we got checked. 5 questions. First thing that comes to your head. First response. I want the first response that's going to come to your mind, okay?
Okay.
All right, we're ready. Here we go. Question number 1. Favorite team that you played for in the UAHL? You played for a few of them.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm going to have to go with the CCW. I played with them the longest, but I'm having a great time with the Juggernauts.
Yeah, you absolutely are having a great year. So there it is, Camden County Warriors. All right, number 2. Toughest player to stop on a breakaway. Toughest, probably maybe or either the best player that you have played against in the UHL.
So in the UHL, it was tough during the All-Star game. I thank them for not embarrassing me too much with only 3 goals. But open hockey, because he's just crazy with his stick handling, be Ross. He made me look foolish multiple times. So, yeah.
Rain City's finest and 24/7's finest. And I guess I'll do it. Quick shout out to Hop. He just accepted a nice role with the Jags. He's going to do incredible stuff.
I saw that.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. We do some stuff like play hockey, so a little shout out to them. And Ross, his hands are nasty. Number 3. Your favorite goaltender and who you think is the best goaltender ever?
Ooh, so I'm biased. Well, I'll go with my favorite first, Brodeur. And then best goaltender ever, I'll say either Wah or Brodeur.
Yeah, I mean, they're right there. They're right there. I always ask my goaltenders this question. Okay. Number 4. We're flying through. Number 4. It sounds like we got a game getting ready to start over there. I like it. We got some action going on.
So the dad bod, CCW, on the ice right now going against the Invaders.
I love it. So number 4, here we go. Favorite place you spent time in the military?
I love Biloxi. I lived right on the Gulf of Mexico, an hour away from New Orleans, a couple hours away from Panama City. I also loved Kuwait. It was the Middle East, but it was very westernized. It was pretty cool to see. And UAE, the world's tallest building, seeing camel racing. It was pretty cool.
That's really cool. That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. And here it is. The final question, the biggest one. Will I catch Santoro in points this season? Hashtag catching Santoro. I got 7. He's got 12. I got a game in hand. Give it to me.
You got a 50-50 shot. Either you will or you won't.
Boo!
I'm being politically correct.
I love it. Well, truth be told. And that's not Jack. Once again, make sure you follow Crawdaddy. We're gonna transition now into the time spent right now. Okay, so new team, new season. You went to Juggernauts in the Bronze Division. You're having a great year. You're having an absolutely killer year, and I'll put your stats up here just so that they're scrolling through. You have incredible stats for the UAHL. Okay, 17 games played in the regular season. You have a 2.51 goals against average with a 9.13 save percentage. You won a 2023 Dusty Cup with Team Dexter, and you're a UAHL All-Star. You're killing it, my friend. You're doing incredible. Tell us a little bit about what it's like being with the Juggernauts. You're 4-0. You're having a great year. What's that crew like? What's that? How's the atmosphere? And are you enjoying yourself?
So I linked up with the Juggernauts through your good friend and my good buddy who took care of me on the 3-on-3 tournament, Ryan Guy. So it started, I think, 2 years ago. One of our games got canceled because of snow, but the ice was still available. So I went and practiced with the Juggernauts and got in contact with their captain, JB. So I plugged them a couple times throughout the seasons, like, hey, do you need a goalie, such and such. And finally, I made the All Star game, and then he's like, yeah, we'll take you. No, I'm just joking about that. But yeah, for 2 years, I tried to reach out to them, seeing if they needed a goalie. So yeah, now we're 4-0. Last time I checked, we had the best goal differential in the league, and that's a credit to the team. Our Mike Giletto just got Bronze Player of the Month for the UAHL. So yeah, it's a fun time. A good group of guys, a really good team chemistry. That's what I've noticed. So hopefully we continue that tonight and go 5-0.
Let's go. I saw the roster. I know some of the players on there. Actually, I know quite a few of the players on there. It's a good crew. Really, really good crew. So there's like first period's getting ready to start over there. Always good to hear.
Yeah.
We got some comments. Coming in. Chris Giletto. Roll Giletto.
I meant Mike.
Yeah.
I'm sick. Leave me alone.
Yeah, leave that alone. Aaron Danielson checks in. Okay, coming over here.
All right, so quick plug on Danielson, because I told him I would. I work with him at Joint Base Fire Department. He's a civilian. He's in your Dusty League. He plays on the Raptors. First year playing. Yeah, he was kind of like me. Took a lot of time off. So yeah. I'm just happy he got his first goal because he had more penalty minutes than points. So hopefully he can turn that around.
I played against him. Yeah, so Aaron, I'm the one in the yellow helmet. I scored a goal. And that's when I did. So I scored a goal, and then I did the like I did in the All-Star game. I did the selfie stick Sally on them. They'll get it together. Maybe I'll jump on for a game. They're trying. I know they're trying. He says they're trying. But so Juggernauts looking good. You guys got a great crew. Aside from obviously with the new team, like playing in the UAHL as a whole, you played with a few teams. You won with Team Dexter. You spent a lot of time with the Candy County Warriors. So winning the championship, were you only according to the stats you filled in for them, correct? You didn't have a goalie.
Yeah. So my high school teammate, buddy of mine, Jason Freeland, he texted me the night before the game 3 of the championship. He's like, "Can you play? We don't have a goalie." I was like, I'm injured right now. I injured my hip flexor, but I was like, let's try it. So I show up. We have 7 skaters. Brad, Vidatorian, had to play the whole game.
This was against the Bush, wasn't it?
Yeah, I went in overtime, 1-4-3. 52 shots. I could barely walk after that game. So Brad played the whole game. So kudos to him on a bum ankle.
That's crazy. I've heard about that game because obviously everybody knows Bowers. So Bowers was on my varsity team. Dude, I remember hearing about that. That's crazy. You guys had 7 players, and that's crazy. And you guys had Meatball on your team too, right?
Yep. Meatball's like, I don't care if we have a goalie or not. I'm playing. I'm not forfeiting because they were talking about forfeiting before they got me. Yeah, Meatball's like, hell no. I'll play with 6 skaters on the ice. So it all kind of worked out. So I got my championship medal and all that. Played 1 game.
I love that. I do. I love that, man. Congratulations on the chip. And the way you guys are playing right now, I mean, you guys are playing the bronze division has a lot of teams. It's the most teams in the whole entire league, and they're good. They're growing. The league's growing. And there's a lot of good teams in there.
Yeah.
I may have to have you bring your phone. The ring's really loud.
Is it?
It's all right.
I'll step
This is
out.
why I love. This is why I love live shows, because everybody gets the feeling of live atmosphere of it. I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. I love Hollydale too. By the way, shout out to Hollydale. I was just there shooting the Dunlop stop. It's a great rink over there. I love Hollydale. So, so when you coming back? Did you come back, John, and go right into the UAHL?
Yeah, pretty much. I think before it became the UAHL, I don't know who ran it. It was like my first or second season with the Warriors, but whoever the UAHL took it over from, I played one season with that league. And then, I've been in the UAHL ever since. I came back from deployment, and it was the UAHL.
And you were ready to get back into it, huh? I love that.
Yeah, well, with some open hockey and shake off some of the rust after a year off because I didn't play being deployed. So it was almost a year this time last year. Actually, checking for charity was my tune-up.
Freaking Christ, yeah, tune-up. Oh my God, I just actually was speaking to them today, and I was going to dive into it. But as we start the transition, and once again, we got UAHL goaltender on, John Hood, Camden County Warriors, Juggernauts. Great guy, great goaltender. Make sure you give him a follow. Come check us out over at some of our games. You can see our schedule at the United the Ultimate Adult Hockey League.com. You can see all the schedules. It's not too late. I might after the interview I might come down and come check you out for a little bit. Maybe Santoro will still be around. I can have a couple words with him. That we got a lot to talk about. But I want to transition into something that you and I had talked about, and it's a little bit off topic of hockey, but we got to talk about this. And this is the catwalk, but where's the cat? So, rumor has it, and it's not a rumor because we talked about it. You've done some bodybuilding, and for those of you that don't believe me, we got a picture of him right here. Okay. Now, hopefully this is him, or I just have some naked guy on my screen.
That is me.
Now, I thought it was me at first. I was going to take my head and drop it on there, by the way. It'd be funny.
Yeah, you can pull it off.
Listen, I'm doing the best I can. First of all, incredibly impressive. How did you get into that? How did that work? And I have a friend of mine that I used to work out with that does that, and it's an incredible competition. So, are you still competing? Are you still active within?
So my last show was 2 years ago in Allentown. Am I going to do another show? Yes, but I'm not actively preparing for one. Trying to do a show in ice hockey, they don't mix well, especially when you get low body fat. So I eat healthy, I meal prep, I eat my 6 meals a day, and hockey's my cardio, and I work out every day. So I got into it because for the first 21 years of my life, I was super skinny. Like when I joined the military 15 years ago, I was 6'2", my height now, but 145 pounds. Girls used to tell me I had to jump around in the shower just to get wet. So it kind of put a chip on my shoulder. Yeah, it's funny, right?
Yeah.
But it traumatized me. You can call me ugly. You can call me ugly, just don't ever call me small. I'll lose it. So
I respect that.
So I started working out, and I started putting on size, and I was like, I'm the ultimate competitor. I hate losing more than I like winning. So I was like, what's the ultimate competition? Bodybuilding. It's you against someone else, and you're being judged by someone else. It's very subjective. So I was like, let me do a show. And I was told when you do your first show, you'll either get bit by the bug and keep doing them, or you'll never do it again. Well, I got bit by the bug and did another 10 shows. Won some shows, lost some shows, but it's been a heck of a ride. I mean, it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Yeah, it's more mental than physical. When you get towards the end date, show day, I mean, my mind, I woke up in a cold sweat because I had a nightmare that I had a pizza and donuts, and now I'm gonna have to tell my coach I cheated on my diet. I remember at the fire department, there's like a naked girl on the screen, and all the guys are like, "Ooh," and I'm looking at the cake behind her, saying, "I really want that piece of cake." So it's your mind plays crazy tricks on you, but it made me stronger. So
John, it's really funny
mentally
that you say that.
stronger.
It is. It's really funny you say that because I used to do MMA. So the training and the cutting of the weight that I would have to go through, like, was on that level. It was really mental. Like, you're right. There'd be the hot chick, and like you're just like, oh my god, look at that food. Like, you're absolutely right. Like, so like different competition, different sport, but like on that aspect, yeah, like I get it 100%. And just the tease of, in case you didn't see it a bit earlier, and there he is right there. We're gonna throw a little picture back up for him. I tell you, listen, you're up for you're up for the handsomest hockey player in the UAHL award. You know what I mean? That's the rumor going around. I think St.
Well, they need it creative.
Yeah, be careful around that guy.
Well, that's got to be true. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Real quick, man, before we start the transition to our last topic, thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for your service. Thanks for being here. I know you got a big hockey game. I don't want to keep you too much longer. Just all in all, man, I appreciate you, your friendship, dude. You're a great guy. I want to say thanks for finally being able to come on the show. It means a lot.
Yeah, and I appreciate you having me on your show. It means a lot too, to tell my story.
I appreciate it. And just for the final plug of the day, Richie's Water Ice, my guys over at Richie's Water Ice. Me and Erica, we always go over and see him. He's the best right here in Coatesville. Go check out Richie's Water Ice. Thanks for checking in, Richie. Really appreciate you. So, I guess we'll put some comments on the screen here. Brad, love that he's at the rink. Yeah, I lost after that. And then we got Brad, GG's. I don't know what the GG's means. I can only imagine what that means. So, what's next, John? You have a game tonight. What's next? Obviously, we got a couple of things coming up. Let's talk about them. And the first thing that we're going to talk about is obviously checking for charity. We love this tournament. I know that you're going to be looking for a club. I'm actually I do a lot of photography for them. I want to get into playing this. So anybody that's watching, you have a great goaltender. If you need his stats, give me a call. I'll give you his stats. I'll write the recommendation.
No pressure on me.
Oh no, dude, you're the man. Reach out to John if you're looking for a goaltender. You have you played in this tournament before, John?
Check it for charity. Yeah, 3 years now. I played with CCW. I don't know if I haven't heard anything from CCW. Usually by now I know like if I'm playing or not. So I might have to hit them up again. See if we're actually putting a team together or what's going on. So as of now, I don't have a team, but I played in the tournament. This will be my 4th time playing in the tournament. So great cause. I know for CCW, when we do the checking for charity, it goes to the scholarship fund for CCW for Camden County. So all the charities are great causes. So
great tournament. Yeah, it's a great tournament. And shout out to my good friend Phil Passarelli over there, who does great work with playing hockey, and he's a big part of that tournament. Allison Maritza, another one who I work with on hand. She runs the volunteers. This will be my 3rd year shooting photography with Checking for Charity. And I also do the podcast for our final thing that we're going to talk about. We have a big event announcement. Obviously, you saw last show. I said we were going to be doing a lot of plugging for it. The South Jersey Showdown. I want to put the flyer up right now as we talk about it. This is coming up, guys. This is going to be Saturday, October 5th at Hollydale Ice Rink, right there where John is. I mean, it's an outside pregame event. Starts at 3:30. Puck drop at 5 with a ceremony. It's $10 entrance donation. $10. It's a first responder charity event. All the proceeds are to benefit I believe it says the Michael McLaughlin Foundation. United it's to prevent suicide. Those of you that don't know, or maybe most of you guys know, I personally suffer from mental illness. I'm very open about it. I've survived 2 suicide attempts, one going as early as last April, as 2 Aprils ago. I'm still here. I'm still heavily involved in the mental health community. This is going to be an incredible event, and I've talked to Santoro, I've talked to you, I talked to Den about me wanting to get involved. And I'm talking with Santoro, and he said he's going to keep me busy, as he told you when you guys do your clinic. Really excited for this. It's going to be an incredible cause. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this and give it a plug?
Yeah, so I was never able to participate in this. One year I was working, another year I was deployed. So this year, whether I'm playing or volunteering, I'll be here because I think as first responders, as hockey players, and especially military, there's a stigma that if you talk about mental health and you're a guy, that you show weakness. And this, we want to end the stigma because, like you said, you firsthand have experience with this. Me, I've lost military and civilian firefighters to suicide. So this is a great opportunity to kind of end the stigma and give to a great foundation that helps support the mental health and help save lives at the end of the day.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and you're right. I mean, I'm very, got men aren't supposed to talk. We have to be the tough ones, just like you said, John. Like I've always been, and including you, including Dennis, who I know really well. Um, he's scheduled to come on the show soon, and we're going to talk. Like we're not supposed to talk about it. Like I was just always had that mindset. Like I have to, and I want people to know. Like there's an overcoming aspect of it. Like, yeah, like people don't know that about me unless I talk about it, but not really within the hockey community too much. Like, I survived 2 major suicide attempts, and I'm still here, and it's because I talk about it and I give back to the community. So you're going to see us plugging it as we get closer to date. You'll be seeing more information. So make sure you guys are here for this. It's gonna be an incredible event.
Yeah, the pregame events, from what I saw last year, you have numerous townships bringing police cars, squad cars, fire trucks. It's a big event. Each year they make it a little bit bigger. So kudos to PJ who kind of puts on this event, and Santor, because each year it gets better and better.
Yeah, it's
So.
it's going to be great. It really is, and I can't wait. And once again, man, thanks for coming on. I just, to end the show, if everybody don't mind, it's obviously my show. Not sure those of you that heard, I started a new YouTube channel, Frankie No Deek. What I do is same thing as my guy Crawl Daddy. I get mic'd up during games. Give me a subscribe on YouTube. Follow my content if you don't mind. You won't be disappointed. So I've heard it's pretty good stuff. I'll put my little flyer up there, the official YouTube channel, Frankie No Deek. That's me with my little yellow bucket. Go over to YouTube if you don't mind. I'm at like 35 subscribers. I just started the channel. I have some content up there. Go on there, Frankie No Deek. If you don't mind, give me a follow. That would mean a lot. We're gonna give a little prize away when we get to 100. And then that would mean a lot to me.
And I'm gonna give an award. I'm gonna give an award out to who the best trash talker is. You, Santor, or Brad. So it's a 3-way right now. So
yeah, that's gonna be good. Brad checks in. Frankie knows he's my new favorite YouTuber. Brother, I appreciate you. You've inspired me to want to keep doing it. But yeah, listen, that's gonna do it for us. John's gotta get ready for a big game. We got a lot of things that we talked about. Once again, thank you so much for doing this. Means a lot to me. It was a good time. And don't forget, make sure you follow the program, Triple Pucks Podcast, Frank Tank Show on Facebook. We're also on Spotify, iHeartRadio, all that good stuff. We gotta let John go. Make sure he gets in there and gets ready for his big game. My brother, thank you so much for doing this.
I appreciate it. Take it easy.
You take it easy. Good luck tonight.